change this code.
Recording in progress.
Oh, all good.
Let me check.
Okay.
嗯，
后面你要找那个76，76，你这
你没有科幻。
对，没关系，我就直接用讲就好。
好，
So, a quick, still, 2 minutes introductions. We are talking about all the different kind of mindset formed by. This is a structure formed by Teacher Tang. This is a different way of teaching comparing to any other kind of Buddhism school or Confucianism school in Taiwan. It more in the structure wise that when you try to read it, it's not like unlike a book. So you get a book and you chapter 1, chapter 2, chapter 3, the first phrases, the second phrases, it becomes just line. But between line and lines, there is not so much direct meanings together. It's not unlike chapter 1 is the introduction, chapter 2 is the main. There's unlike that. It's just when back in the time, people how they make it into a book. Then when we have to make use of all the contents, it could be have different meaning in different structures. So today we are trying to talk about how to form different kind of mindset or change our mindset. Later on, we'll come to the point why we should change our mindset. But first, it is structuralized. It starts with all the necessary factors to be able to form the mindset. Because most of the time we feel like, all right, I want to change my mindset. I want to change. I try to read the book of the rich people mindset. I want to change it. But at the end, it's not so much effective because there are like you are trying to do the agriculture, you have to have a good soil before you start planting the seed. So the factors are important. So we are now still in the factor how to accumulate all the circumstance and cause conditions together. And then later on we'll come to a different kind of mindset for the introductions. And I think the structurized teaching is the more valuable thing here. Even Teacher Tan would encourage us to try to write our own structure if we want. He can tell us what is the missing point there, or what should be changed, or it doesn't make sense for this point to stay here. And sometimes it would be, wow, it's brilliant you put this point here. Sometimes it's he feel like, oh, this is inspiring. That is also possible. And after several, probably 30 or 40 years of learning of Confucianism, Teacher Tang still said whenever he tried to teach this book, there is new meanings for him. There's always new. The more we learn, the more we know, and the more we don't know. So last time, 2 weeks ago, we were at the phrases talking about how to use one line to one, how to call it, one string to hold all the things that you learned, because there are many things you have to learn. Let's say nowadays we have Chinese, English, mathematics, physics, chemistry, or history, geography, a lot of things. But last time we talked about it is Confucianism asked one of his students, do you think it is that I know them all and I try to remember them all? The student said yes, why not? But Confucius said, no, actually I use one string to hold them, how do you call it? Hold them?
Connect.
To connect all the dots. It's just like the braces that you have one thing in between that connects all the dots, instead of having all the dots and collect it, remember, try to hold it together. So the one string inside is important. What is the one string inside that you can connect with all the learnings that you have?
Is that a thesis?
A thesis. What do you mean by a thesis?
What is a thesis? It's like how would you say it's like your argument? Yeah. Or like when you have like a bunch of evidence and then you put it together and then you're like, this is essentially what this all means. Put this together.
But when you're talking about thesis, could be one topic, and then you have to write another thesis for another topic, right? But by one string in between is meaning that this method or the way of learning, that you can apply it to all of the things, and you can connect all the things that you have learned.
Can you give me an example?
Last time we used is emptiness, right? If you remember, we take emptiness that we know all the things that we want to do or we want to achieve is formed by different kind of causing conditions. So we said emptiness is a thing in between because emptiness apply in all the different kind of things. But at the end, when we try to achieve certain things, we need to understand what is the causing conditions. Because when we mentioned about emptiness, is that there's no each characteristics inside the, the self there. But when all the conditions are formed, things can be made. For example, when we try to do a good coffee, we need hot water, we need good coffee beans, we need this and that to control it together. But teacher said when we're drinking the coffee, we feel like it smells great. But where is it from? Is it from the water, from the cup, from the bottle, from the beans, or from the atmosphere? But you couldn't find it in any one of it. But when everything forms together, we hear talking about Confucianism and drinking coffee, you feel like, ah, that's great. That's a great coffee. But then
That
where
feels like
you
a
couldn't.
different set. I feel like the string, like that feels confusing. Like
Mhm.
you're saying that there's multiple causes,
Mhm.
but then isn't that a different topic than the string?
Actually, I try to explain otherwise. Let's see if that helps. So one side we see it, it's just like coin. One side we see it is an emptiness, but on the other side is when there are cause and conditions all formed together, things are achievable. For example, again coming back to the coffees, when we try to see the self inside the coffee, we couldn't find it. Where is the good smelling of the coffee? It's not in the bean, it's not in the cup, it's not in the water, it's not in the atmosphere. We couldn't find it in only one place. Because in the hot water,
It's
there's
a bean, right?
but no, because if it is the bean, you should have the bean. You shouldn't have the coffee itself. You should have the bean. You should eat the bean itself.
But the bean doesn't taste good.
Right. Then why? Why is it the coffee become a liquid? It's great, but when it is a bean, it doesn't taste well. But why is it? I'm not denying beans, but I'm saying, oh, if you only have the beans, you couldn't get the good coffee.
You cannot deny the bean.
I couldn't deny the bean, but we also couldn't say only the bean is achievable of it. So that coming back is the emptiness and behind that when all the conditions form together, you have good water, you have the hot water that is useful, you have the atmosphere, you have a place, all form together, then it tastes great. Because today, even all the conditions together, but you are sick. You couldn't taste, you couldn't try it, then you feel like, what is the grade in the coffee? I don't like it.
We're
Because right. Then if you are at the stage that you couldn't drink it, then or you are just I just broke up with my girlfriend that we have last 10 years. I'm very sad. I want to cry all day. Then when you drink coffee, you couldn't find the good smelling in the coffee.
because you lost a condition.
Right. One of the conditions you have to get inside is a good, let's say, the emotions that you feel good.
Yeah.
Yeah, all of the conditions. So, but only one thing is not the good coffee itself that you couldn't find it. This is one side we see it is emptiness. But on the other side is when so now coming to a stage, we want to make a good coffee, then we have to control all the causing conditions. We need to know it is 90 degrees Celsius of hot water instead of 70s, because 70 degrees Celsius you couldn't make good coffees. We need a good atmosphere here. We need good bodies. We need good friends. We need good bottle. We need good things to all together. Then this is one method. When you see the emptiness on one side, then coming back, when you're trying to do politics or do educations or do anything, everything is actually trying to form different conditions. When you try to do politics, you have to see through it. I need good team members. I need good supporters. I need to pull in things that people that can support me or any other conditions. But then similar to educations, when I try to educate those students, I need to come into the stage that they want to listen to me.
So the string is the topic and the beads is the condition.
The string is the emptiness that you see it through, but all the beans could be different kind of topics, different kind of learnings. But at the end, it's all controlled by emptiness. That not controlled by emptiness, I should say, emptiness unified by the emptiness. Then any kind of learnings are through emptiness. This is what we mentioned it last week. And today we are coming to another phrases that is talking about different conversations between Confucius and other students.
And Darwin, we are on number 9, page 10.
Number 9, page 10. Is it in the Google Docs? I opened up the Google Docs, but I don't Is it the Holistic Mind Leadership
Right.
PDF?
The one called the Analects as the most recent version.
Okay, the 2026-041, right?
I believe so, yeah.
Okay, you said page 9?
Page 10,
Oh.
verse 9.
Oh, I see it. All right, entering flow state and learning. Yep.
All right. So let's have a quick translation on the text itself first, and then later on we'll come back. Do you want to go
Okay.
on the translation?
Yeah, so I think under this framework, this is the second verse that teacher Tang picked to talk about developing core ideas and thoughts. So yeah, the 8.2, that one, yes. So the verse is called 子曰生乎吾道一以贯之. So it says like teacher said, so which is Confucius. It's like 孔子. So but that back then this 子 also means teacher, and this is mean like saying. So teacher said, 生乎. So Shen is like a student's name called 曾子. So this person, if you want to relate a picture, okay, so this one. Yeah, so yeah, you can take a look. Yeah, but the student, he told the student like, 曾子, my like my core theory is using one string to connect everything. So it's 一以贯之. So this means number one. Yeah, I use this one to hold everything. Okay, so then 曾子曰, so the student replied, said 为, it means yes. Okay, just yes, and then period. Okay, and then teacher went out, so 子出, teacher went out, and 门人问曰, 门人 means other students. Yeah, so it's under the same door. The people under the same door also means under the same school and like other classmates. But because back then Confucius has so many students, and only those maybe the really core ones got names. Other, like from the around the corners, they didn't really get into all the names because there are like 3,000 students, so you can't really name each. So other students asked, 何谓也? So it means like, what is that? So what is that, like using one to connect those? And 曾子曰, so then 曾子, the student said, like to elaborate what the teacher said. 夫子之道. 夫子 means like Confucius. Yeah, it's not a very polite way to call Confucius. Like 夫子之道, like his theory, 忠恕而已矣. So it's based on like in the translation we said it's loyalty and forgiveness. Yeah, so this two keyword like 忠恕. Yeah, so this means loyal, and then 恕 means forgive. But we can talk more about these two aspects later. Yeah, so this is a broad picture about this verse. So more like the teacher just come over and say, hey, do you know? Like my theory is about using one to connect those. And then the teacher just left.
Right.
You just said,
Right,
yes.
that's correct.
And then others will say, what did the teacher just said?
Yeah.
And then you just elaborate the idea. Okay?
And another different way of, I think, teacher Tang's teaching is it's very, when we read it through, in the past we have been tortured by the educational system, that we just try to remember it, and teacher, your primary school or secondary school teacher just said, just remember it, and it's gonna be in the exam, right? Just remember it. But then we try to get it into the scenario. Teacher Tang was said, like, first ask some questions, right? The first one is, the teacher said, ask you, hey, do you know, I have one single thread that connected to all the principles, one single principles. And the student said yes. And the other student would be like, what kind of yes is that? Like, are you sure? Are you sure you know? Do you sure you know? Because it's teacher's way. Do you sure you know it? And would there be jealousies there? They'll say, you try to pretend a good student. Of course you try to pretend, you don't know, but you try to pretend. Of course you said yes. Of course you said yes. Then I'll ask you, what is that? What's that? So it become a different way of teaching because things become like very vivid now. That it's just like we're sitting here together and Teacher Tang just randomly said, "Hey, Jason, do you know I have one single principle?" I'll be like, yeah. So different way. So we have to do different interpretation and different understanding, try to sit inside the scenarios. And then the other student asked. Then Zheng Zhi, the student who said yes, said, it's actually the loyal and forgiveness. But the teacher Tang said, didn't just Confucius said it's one thread, right? You said loyal and forgiveness is become two. Then if we only can keep one, which one should we keep? So now question time. Do you feel like we should keep loyal or we should keep forgiveness or both are necessaries? You kept only three ways. First, we only keep loyal, we kick out forgiveness. Second, we keep forgiveness and kick out loyal. The third one is whatever Zheng said is correct. We should keep them both.
Wait. Just saying loyal, you have to be forgiving
Why is that?
because people make mistakes. And if you don't forgive, then you will leave them.
But if you forgive them all the time, then there would be no principles at all, right?
But you will be loyal.
But that become like blind eyes loyal, right? That is just I just blind my eyes and I just whatever you told me to do, I would do so. That kind of loyal. Didn't this teaching become just like blind eyes? I just follow whatever teacher said is correct. It become like a totalitarian teachings. Whatever the president said is correct. That become that way, right? Because you always forgive, and that becomes kind of loyal. But anyway, we can try to vote first, or everyone can express the feelings. And why is it? Should we keep them both? Only one of it?
Fourth way.
What? Which one?
Be loyal to forgiving others.
That meaning is just keeping forgiveness. It's just a different interpretation.
We should be like thing when the confetti comes out. You won the game.
What do you feel about it? Try to say something. Yeah. What do you feel?
I don't think I have a universal way to see it. I feel like some people would choose forgive and some would choose loyal. Like I would choose forgive just based on my own moral like stand. But I don't think if someone chooses loyal that it's somehow worse or better.
Okay.
Maybe both, but also it's just defining what the teacher said. Saying both, right? Like it's just defining what the teacher, like what Confucius said, right? So I would probably just defy the teacher and just both.
All right. We will come to the point very soon. What do you feel about it? Make a guess. Roll the dice. A, B, or C, either how.
I feel like there is a C. I don't
You
know.
really have a dice. All right, but only A, B, C. You have too much options there in the dice. You only have 3 of options.
1 through 10 is loyal. 11 to
I'm trying to imagine how loyal and forgiveness is the string, right?
According to this text, yes. So, yeah.
And so I feel like there might be a different string that I don't know. But
Okay. All
Also,
right.
the string is made of a lot of different strings.
I'm trying to.
We will come to the string very soon. So we first come back to this phrase. What happened in this phrase? And the second question coming up would be, last time we said the one string is emptiness, right? This time we said it is loyal and forgiveness. Which one is it? Which one is it, right? This will be the second question. But first we have to solve this one first. So Vivian, whether it's loyal or forgiveness, which one? All right.
I think it's just like bubbles, not a string.
because
Alright.
Jensen want to explain to another student how to speak another way to express that. So they take the two biggest bubble, the bigger bubble
Right.
to
Okay.
represent. But,
Okay.
but I think Jensen is like to say behind the loyalty and forgiveness, have something there. But I
Right.
cannot express. So I
Okay.
just pick
Okay.
these two bubbles.
Yeah, that point is there, but later on comes there. So, Teacher Tom, when he said it, it's actually the correct answer is only forgiveness. You can remove loyal, but not that loyal is not important. It's that forgiveness is because not that whatever you did wrong, I forgive you. Is that whatever I don't want to become being treated. Let's say I don't want people to lie to me, so that I don't lie to people. I want people to be loyal to me when I'm at the king, then I am loyal to the king. So then this forgiveness can become one way that you can prove all kind of good merits. For example, you become I want to become I want to be, let's say, how do you call it? Filial filial piety. Yeah, that I want to become that when I'm a father, I want to have that kind of sons. Then if I'm the son, I should become filial piety to my father. Different way. So this forgiveness can be proven to different kind of good merits with just forgiveness, because this is not that kind of whatever you did wrong, I will forgive you. I will give you a pardon all the time. Not that kind of blind eyes forgiveness. But when I want to become, let's say, when I want people to loyal to me, I have to loyal to the other people. I want other people to tell me the truth, I have to report the truth to someone else. I want people to support me, I should support someone else when I'm in that different place. So forgiveness can be proven to others. Then loyal is just another way. That is just as an, for example, Jim said, when he said it, it was two. But if we only can keep one, it will be forgiveness. We can only keep that. Because with the forgiveness, you can prove loyal. Questions?
I have a question.
Yes, please, Darwin.
Yeah, so I sort of see it as two sides of the same coin. I don't think one is more important than the other. They are very similar, I would say.
You mean between loyal and forgiveness?
Sorry, say again?
You mean between loyal and forgiveness?
Yeah, so loyalty slash devotion and forgiveness, they're sort of, yeah, from my view at least, they're sort of two sides of the same coin. They're
Right,
very similar because it depends about, well, for what I'm thinking about, it depends on which position you're in, right?
right.
So, for instance, if you're in a position of an elder, a king or somebody like that of royalty,
Mm-hmm.
then you want loyalty or devotion from the people, under you. And but so they give you loyalty and devotion while you give them forgiveness in a way. So for instance, I know Confucianism, it's a lot about filial piety, right? Respecting your elders, respecting your father, your mother. So it is, I don't know, from the father's view or the mother's view, the parents' view,
Mm-hmm.
they are the ones to forgive.
Mm-hmm.
And the children are devoted to them, right? They treat them well. So it sort of works in both sides. It just depends on which side the power balance is on. If one side has more power, or requires you to give more support to someone like a child, then you are the one in power, so you must forgive the one with the that you're taking care of, or has a lower position than you. And then at the same time, the one in lower position, they sort of, in a way, I wouldn't necessarily use like loyalty or devotion, but it's like, you respect them, you listen to them, etc.
Mm-hmm.
So
Mm-hmm.
you sort of like, yeah, so you follow their lead in a way. So
Right,
loyalty, devotion, etc. So I would say those two are very similar, just depends on the relationship that you have.
right.
And yeah, so yeah, I would say they're intertwined. Yeah.
Right. When we earlier mentioned about the forgiveness, actually, it is not just that it means on the wording side, because this forgiveness is trying to prove that when I want to, uh, when I want to have this kind of support from the others, I should give the support to the others. This could be different kind of good merits that you are doing. For example, you become loyal. For example, you tell the truth. For example, you become supportive when you are members of a committee or a congress. Different kind of good merit can be proven by forgiveness, because this forgiveness is not just that when you did something wrong, I forgive you, that kind of forgiveness. So you can prove loyal with forgiveness, but you can't do the other way around.
Oh, sorry, could you sort of repeat that? So when you say forgiveness, you're saying it's okay, it's not about the conventional forgiveness. It's
Right.
what so sorry, could you explain that again?
That when I want to, when I'm, for example, when I'm at the king, I want to get a lot of support from my counselors, and then so that if I were the counselor now, I should become supportive to the king. This is kind of forgiveness is referring to. It's not that you did something wrong, I forgive you. Not that kind of forgiveness. But this is a forgive. I think it's in Chinese is more interpreting in the correct way is that when I don't want to have this, I won't give it to the others.
When you don't want to have this, then you don't give it to the others.
Right. Yeah.
Like I
Um,
don't have a bad time, so I'm not gonna make a bad time for other people.
Right. Yeah.
Like I don't want this type of difficulty, so I'm not gonna make this type of difficulty.
Oh, okay. So it's sort of like the golden rule then, right? Do unto others as you would have it done to you, or don't do unto others as you wouldn't have done unto you,
I
in a
think
way?
it's the
Yeah,
second
yeah.
one, like the
Right.
second
Okay,
one.
so
This
instead
is
of
the
forgiveness,
forgiveness
golden
is
rule would be
referring to.
better. Oh, sorry, go ahead.
No, this is the forgiveness is referring here. Instead of
Uh-huh.
the conventional forgiveness, we're referring in the English context that you do things wrong and you said sorry and said you are pardoned. Not that
Mhm.
kind of forgiveness. But the forgiveness that whatever I don't want, I don't give it to the others. Whatever I think is good, I want to give it to the others. That
Okay.
kind of forgiveness.
Okay.
What could be
Oh, okay. I see. Okay, yeah,
In the
I guess my understanding of forgiveness, yeah, is obviously, yeah, with different connotations, obviously. Um,
It's like a
okay, that makes sense. But also loyalty and devotion also ties into that, doesn't it? The golden rule, essentially, because you are like we are devoted to each other then in a way, right? Devoted or loyal to each other because I do unto you as you would have done unto me, and that creates a kind of loyalty or devotion to one another as human beings. Is that not it?
kind of I think when like now that you've explained this, like so forgiving or forgiveness, I think it's that attitude, the mental framework or the perspective of forgiveness, of being a forgiving person, rather than like the act of forgiveness. Like when I saw that originally, I think it was like an act of forgiveness, like one instance, like you did something wrong and I accept your
Yeah.
apology, rather than someone that goes about and being like, oh, people are going to do things, right? And I'm going to do things. So with that in mind, this is how I'm going to act, right? Like preemptive or like a mental attitude of forgiveness.
And we want to say this for this kind of forgiveness attitude can prove loyalty, can prove filial piety, can prove different kind of good merits. But when you're mentioning it, loyalty is you can't prove it the other way back to filial piety. It's different context. So I think it's the how to explain this word in the Chinese language, and yeah, I think the way is how to explain it. This forgiveness on this backing up is on the other context of in this Analects of Confucianism, on Analects of Confucius. In different kind and in other phrases, there will be another backup information there. But for the loyal itself, it's more on the loyal itself only in that surface. You don't do it in the other way to prove another kind of good merits together.
Oh, okay. So loyalty is only one-way street versus forgiveness is a two-way street. Is that a correct interpretation?
Two-way street. I think so. Probably can use one way or two way to explain it. I think so.
So the word, the literary noun would be consideration for others or forbearance. The verb would be to forgive or pardon or excuse. So I think that's why it has this a slightly different. So consideration for others and forbearance
Right.
of difficulties.
Right.
But also can mean to like forgive someone.
Right.
Yeah.
Maybe if we try to drop like take a focus on the two words like loyal itself, actually there's within this bubble that includes something bigger as well, like not just loyal, because you have to be truly and sincerity is being included when you try to be loyal, because that means you don't fake it out. You really sincerely thinks that
Yep.
person worth it, so then you get loyal to. But loyal itself could not be totally like perfect in some sort, as in, like if there are like soldiers being totally loyal to the commander, but then the commander could be killing or massacre, and in wars that is not really a good thing, right? Yeah.
Is there like loyalty to ethics?
Loyalty to ethics.
Loyalty to being a good person?
As in, if we just adapt loyal itself, we need to add a lot of extra notes to that. No, what's the scenario and what's the loyal that we are looking for? Or else people would just say, I get loyal to you. That would be the, Confucius said that's the only thing that he does. But people might just use loyalty to do something that might not be virtuous. That could be, interpreted in different ways. But rather, as compared to loyal, forgiveness, like the mental forgiving and consideration, could be adapted in nearly everything. Yeah, because you have this mental mind that you don't want to harm others when you yourself don't want to get harmed, and you want to get well treated, so you also treat others well. So this kind of mindset, no matter it is talking about loyal or something else, it's all applicable. Yeah, and you can't really find any coins within. Yeah. So I think that's why the two keywords, more like the forgiving and consideration, will be emphasized.
Is it better to do a question?
No, I was just gonna thumbs up.
Is it better to do if someone does something to you you would not do to anyone?
Someone, for example, you mean someone do it to me, mean put something bad on me, and I wouldn't put it something back on him, not a revenge.
It's something you wouldn't do, they do. What do you do?
Something. So you mean when they do something bad on me, would I do the same thing back on him?
You don't do it, but what do you do now?
What do I don't understand?
Oh.
I don't understand.
Is it your question more like when we don't revenge on others, but we got bad treated, what should we do? Is it your question?
Yeah, what do we do?
Yeah, what do we do? We can think about it. What do we do? Suggestions? We can come to the answer soon. Yeah.
Depends on the situation.
Yeah. If you're back in the Confucianism, or when someone put something bad on you and you don't put a revenge, then what do you do?
This is just like a thought that popped into my head. There's like a game theory. There's like a prisoner's dilemma where it's like, okay, someone does something bad to you. Do you do something bad to them? To like successfully to get like the most like successful outcome, usually you don't do something bad until someone does something bad to you twice. So you forgive twice, and then after someone keeps harming you twice, then you say, okay, this is done. But this is just like a game. So just, I guess, don't be a doormat, but like forget. I don't know, just a thought. I don't know if this has any understanding. And this was also a theory protection.
It depends, because I'm thinking like, well, I mean, they can only kill you once. It depends, really just depends.
If you do something bad in revenge, it doesn't make you a bad person. It doesn't matter what the other person did.
Well, so I don't know, can I just throw a wrench? And so if I look in the Chinese dictionary, this was it Zhongshu? Zhongshu. They give a third. They make a new word, right? So that you can each character individually loyal and forgiveness or devoted and consideration. But then the English word for both of them together is magnanimous. right? Which is like a high-minded kind of person that considers other person's situation. If they're higher, you know, they stay humble. If the person's lower and like I'm the winner, I would not be like, I'm better than you, you know, you loser. Like you have like a noble kind of mindset, right? And you're very generous. And if people make mistakes, you help them fix them. And if people are in need, you're giving. So it's like a comprehensive kind of mental state that I think depends on the situation. I think what you're pointing at is the principle here seems to be the one principle, like you're treating people in the way that you would hope to be treated when you're in that position as well, right? And also when they're giving you some kind of abuse or you're having some sort of difficulty or burden, you're also giving them some forgiveness because you hope for the same thing when you do that, right? Like that people don't take revenge on you, right? But they try to understand you and make the best or improve the situation. Is that? Or am I totally, did I just ruin it using?
No, not ruining it. I think it's a different con. But I try to give my thought on it.
Yeah.
I think on different levels. So I try to control it first. When the bad thing is on the narrow level, that means regular, let's say, lie to you or try to harm you in the court or something else. And the very severe level is try to kill you, right? This level, I try to remove it first. I try to fix the problem at the beginning. People do bad things, right? They try to control their own profit. They try to harm on you, make sure their profit is secured. At different levels. So first is when you try to promote your own way, just like Confucius, with his 72 very emerald, amazing, good students, they try to promote the way, still not successful, even traveling to all the countries, but they still try to do it. People try to harm them all the way, but it's not successful. But if you always try to put revenge on each of them, your effort and energies are wasted there. So you just only focus on the way. But doesn't mean that I try to encourage that things to happen. But instead of spending time to fighting them, I should focus on my own way. Because when my own way is successful, these things are the cure. Because this is not the core reasons. The core reason is because of the environment is bad. So people try to control their own things. So what you want to fix is you want to fix the environment. You want to fix a bigger environment, then things are getting better, then all the things, bad things would not happen easily because they are being taught from the beginning to become a good student or good man in the world.
Conditions are not there.
Right, the conditions are not there. So I think this is the first thing. Then now coming to the very severe situations, people try to kill you. That Confucius also happened several times. He was surrounded by militaries in a city for 7 days without food. That was happened back at the time, and things happened. I try not to explain in very detail. We have time limitations here, but at least military surround them, control them, try to block them, not go to the other cities because that would harm their own interests. Military surrounding, they don't have food. They can only do things. The rich student that last time we mentioned it, he will be like so angry and like another student was very, let's say, not say bad temper, but very brave and said, "We are trying to become a good man in the world, but do we deserve it? Do we deserve it?" And the very good student of Confucius said, "Yes, because we try to do good things. Of course, people will try to oppose us. That's just challenges that are just challenges we should accept." And he was very happy to receive the challenges because that's also is a proof that you're doing good things. So it's at different levels. Different students have different understanding or perspective or concepts to understand the situations. Same, all are surrounded by the militaries. There are 3 students. One is we call it, let's say, give them nicknames. The clever student. He feel like, yes, of course, there should be challenges because this is one of the symbols that we are doing good things. Of course, there will be challenges in the way of promoting your own way, the Tao. Of course, there will be challenges. Of course, the brave one would be like, "Why? We don't deserve it. We are trying to do good things." Then he'll be like, the emotion is fluctuating. That sometimes it's happy that people try to use us, and sometimes going down that why are we not successful? The rich student try to fix the situations. He feel like, then I try to sneak outside. I try to do the lobbying. I try to help the situations to not to be controlled by the military situations. try to get it out. So different students try to do different things. And teacher Confucius didn't try to say you're good, you're wrong, you're good, you're wrong. It all happens. But how do you understand the situation is a different perspective. But at the end, did they get killed? No. None of the Confucius students get killed or harmed by military because of promoting the good way. This is and the highest level I want to mention is different kind of philosophers happen in this world. Different kind. Some are put on the wall. Some are death. Different kind of philosophers. But back in the time, Confucius successfully bring all the students travel different kind of countries and then successfully all go back home and try to make books and try to promote it. I think this is another proof that they can see through the cause and conditions. There is no conditions here that I can promote it. I should stay out of it. When there is a danger, I should be far from it. Because they said the one who tried to do good things to the world should stay far from the dangerous wall. Because the dangerous wall would fall anytime. That might fall. That don't go too close there. Because you are trying to promote your own way instead of trying to fight all the small situations or the bad people that try to harm you. So coming back to the final answers, we are not trying to just forgive them directly, but we don't do it, and we will try to fix the environment, make sure the condition is not there, that people can't do bad things. Then I think this is the way of answering what do we do when there is something trying to harm us. Right. All right, then. Coming to the final thing then. Last time we mentioned it, Confucius himself said, I use one thing to control it, and it is the emptiness, right? Then this time, Zhengzi said, actually, Confucius' way is considerations, or forgiveness, considerations. Then which one is correct? Which one? Last time we said it's forgiveness, emptiness. This time is the different way. How do we understand the situations? And Teacher Tang tried to make the conflict here. He said, yeah, I can, if I'm the teacher, I can easily find conflicts within the book. You put it in the same book, yeah? Probably 10 years ago, you said it's emptiness. 10 years after, you said it's forgiveness. So I can find a lot of way that you are conflict to your own self. And when their student tried to make the book, said, this is the Analects of Confucius, right? They of course find this conflicts because they make their own book. They could 100% find, last time you said it's emptiness, this time you said it's forgiveness. This is conflict. I still put in here, and you're still reading it after 2,500 years. Actually, you can find just several pages after. It's different. You can find always different. Then how do we interpret the different context here? Yeah. Welcome any kind of thoughts or things. Whether it's for considerations or emptiness, which is correct?
Can I can I actually try to answer that?
Of course, please.
So from the perspective of, I guess, Buddhism, right? If you were to look at the sutras, the the audience that Sakyamuni, was talking to it, and it depended on obviously who was in the audience. So if he was talking at a lower level, if you knew the capacities of the audience were lower, he would speak at a lower level, right? Maybe more mundane, more conventional reality versus a higher level of understanding, an audience of higher level understanding. He would give a higher level sutra talk, right? So is this the same case where, okay, this loyalty, devotion, forgiveness, etc., this is more mundane, while emptiness, it's a much higher level of understanding. So of course all this is important, but in the end, everything is empty. So this is useful, but at the end, it must also be understood. All of this is empty. The loyalty, devotion, forgiveness, it's all empty in the end as well.
Very good answers. Anything else? Suggestion?
The emptiness that we talk about here, the Chinese emptiness or the Buddhist? The Confucianism emptiness is like a little more practical. That's at least from what I read. That
Make a distinction.
like that there's a little bit of this distinction between meaning of emptiness
Okay.
regarding Confucianism and regarding Buddhism.
All right. Based on the teaching we have, actually are implying on the same.
Oh,
They're actually the same. this is where how Master Li Mingnan and Teacher Tang trying to teach us is actually the same. It's completely the same instead of different. Yeah, but then later on we'll come to the point.
So I'm betting then, and that's the case. My bet is on it's a two truths situation. So we're looking at it from ultimate perspective, it's
Yeah.
emptiness, but the ordinary or relative way of explaining that is through consideration of causes and conditions, the environment, and the people.
Right.
But you're talking about the same thing. Just like when I describe the back of my hand, I'm inferring that there's a front of my hand as well. Right.
It's a trick.
That's great.
It's a trick
We're
question.
giving us trick question.
Of course, Teacher Tang gave us all the way. I have a lot of trick questions.
Once you said I can start using Buddhism.
And I
questions,
think
then
trick
that's-
question is the best way to start a class. Then you have
This is how you build up causes for revenge. I hope that he practices forgiveness.
No, I love trick questions. Whenever Teacher Tang tried to ask trick questions, my smile would be like, sometimes some people and other teachers try to talk about Analects of Confucius. I keep on sitting there, I feel like the flavor is not there. The flavor. And whenever Teacher Tang asks a trick question, I feel like, yeah, the flavor is here. This is where we start to learning, yeah? Because you have to wonder. First, you have to wonder, why is that? And you give trick questions, and we, as Asians, we don't think so much. Because we just open the mouth and teacher just put things in your mouth. This is what we have been tortured by the educational system all so many years.
Like the little bird.
Yes, the goose or the chickens. We just being put things. So when I met Teacher Tang, I feel like so happy because this is the first time I can start thinking in the class instead of just remember it. This will be on the exam, highlighted. Everything is important. I think this is boring. But coming back to the answers, I think both Darwin and Venerable said is correct. I try to combine them both. Yes, it is two truth. One is the ultimate truth, and the other one is conventional truth. The emptiness is the ultimate truth, and here is saying this consideration is the conventional truth. But then why is that he give two truth is because of the audience. The last time we talked is a discussion between Confucius and the very good students, and he is also very clever, that he can understand. He is already capable to understand that. So last time we said Confucius trying to said, do you think it's this way? And his student said yes, and he said no, it's negative. He tried to deny it. By denying it, is try to make you go up to another level. Try to deny your current level and to make sure that you go up, move up. Instead of denying only, the denying it means I want to pull you up to another higher levels. You should move up. You shouldn't stay only in the conventional levels. You should go up in the ultimate levels. Here is because it is telling about the rest of the students. He said, Zhengzi he can understand. But when Confucius is gone, other student is asking what it means. Then even Zhengzi can understand the meaning of the ultimate truth. He can't tell it out. Not that he don't want to share, because when he tell it out, no one can understand. Because it takes time, it takes progress. Even the other student, he said, this emptiness way, you can't understand it through the articles. You have to see it through when it was in the not just listening and reading it. You should experience it. Then when they tell you, you can understand. So this is a progress in different ways. So I think both Darwin and Venerable said is completely correct. It is about the audience. Zhengzi, even he understand, he couldn't tell it out. But then coming back, another tricky questions. Did Zhengzi really understand, or just he pretend he understand?
And then now we're reading it really deep.
Yeah.
As like 2,500 years ago, we're like, oh, it's so deep. But actually, he didn't understand at all. And
Yes. He probably just said yes, and he just understand the conventional truth. But he said, I understand. But what he understand probably is just the conventional truth. But we said in Chinese phrase, we try to put gold on his face that he understand the ultimate truth. He understand it. I sure he understand. But probably he didn't understand. So now another vote. Did he understand? Do we think he understand the ultimate truth, but he can only share the conventional truth, or he didn't understand the ultimate truth? So what he shared on the conventional truth is what he know already. He think he knew. So actually he didn't know. Okay. He didn't know. All right.
I think he could have known.
He could have known.
Yeah, because
Alright.
he was able to like translate it into maybe.
Okay. Do you think?
I'm gonna say he didn't know, but
He
also
didn't.
how can we judge if someone knew?
Yeah,
How much
Good
we-
questions. Very good. Venerable.
I don't know who this guy is.
My question is, why didn't Confucius clarify all this stuff?
Wait, see what I really know.
Cat person, dog person.
He looks nice.
He looks nice. Yeah. Judging by the picture. Judging by the picture. Darwin, what do you think?
I said that my question is, why didn't Confucius clarify everything, like to, make sure that people understood this properly? It sounds like he's playing word games a little bit, That's my impression of him, of Confucius at least. Just clarify everything as clearly as possible.
Yeah, like that image, it seems like the teacher just
Like
walking.
he's just saying like a few a
Yeah.
sentence, and then
I'm gone. Goodbye.
I
You don't
probably would have
understand,
looked for
right?
another teacher.
Yeah, see ya. Goodbye, and I'm gone.
Last night at the carpet, you were like,
What happened? And so I was
Yeah.
reading it.
All right. So coming back, what did he understand or did he not? What do you think? Or James?
I think he understands. But it
You think
depends
he
on what
understand?
he does.
All right.
In the future, or something.
All right.
Because he did a lot of another analects talk about it, and
Yeah.
also have done a lot of after Confucius
Mhm.
do a lot.
All right.
So you know about this guy more.
Yeah.
This is based on information.
Yeah. It's based on the background. We have talked a lot. All right. So the answer Teacher Tang gave is he knew. He knew about the ultimate truth. But then coming back, how do we know? We couldn't just put gold on his face and said, I judge he know. It's because he had another book called 大学. This is what he wrote. Inside there is a way he said, it's long Chinese. It said, 对，那个在明明德，亲民止于至善。明明德 is the ultimate truth. 亲民 that getting close to the people is on the conventional truth, and you should do both way into the ultimate way. That you should not there is a third way. There is two ways. One is the ultimate truth called 明明德, that is the emptiness itself, and the second way is 亲民, is the conventional truth that you should be well to the people, and then doing both way to the perfect, until the perfect. We use this as a background. Judging said he know about the ultimate truth. Then so that we can say he knew actually when he said yes, he knew it, but he couldn't tell to the others. So this is the way I think I also like how Teacher Tang taught it out, because he was not just rolling the dice, flipping the coin, said, I bet he know, I bet he don't know. But based on the strong background, the background of the knowledge on all the books, and explain it or understand it to the very correct way, then you can explain this is yes or this is no. Because there will be argument. There will be proof that I said he know or I said he don't know. Then there would not just, I feel like yes or I feel like no. You have the material judged by it. Then these two phrases, this time and 2 weeks ago, last time, on the core principles, we can see actually when Confucius tried to talk about the truth, either conventional truth or the ultimate truth are based on the audience. And he knew it, but not all the students can understand it. And he will only inspire the students when they are eager to find out the answers. He will try to be inspiring to them, but he couldn't just, when the student tried to be sleep all day, he couldn't inspire them. So it depends on the student itself as well. So if you want to learn, if you have that kind of knowledge already, he will try to inspire you. But if you don't, just it's your own fate. So there will be 3,000 students, but only 72 become the great. Then 72, within the 72, there is only 10, we call it the best. And then within the 10 best, there is only the one, it's called Yan Hui. He could become the one that passed the lineage for. So we call it 3,000 people. We use the way that they already enter the main gate, the 3,000 people, because they are the students. And then the 72 can get into the main hall. And the 72 in the main hall, only 10 get into the room. and within the 10 in the room, only one passed the lineage. So it's different categories or different line. And using these two phrases, I think is the best way to interpret. Actually, Confucius know about the conventional truth and the ultimate truth, and then this is the way he taught about the students, and the way he used it through all the teachings and through the way he do in the conventional way, that traveling in all the countries and still didn't get killed. And at the end, we are now still studying his philosophies after 2,500 years. That is one of the very great culture that we have as Chinese culture. But at the end, nowadays, all the primary school or secondary school teachers are trying to tell you, just remember it. And when you when I tell my colleagues, I'm trying to read that, people be like, what you read that? The things we did in the secondary school? What's that for? Come on.
Yeah.
Let's go hiking on Saturday. Don't read that. What's that for? What's that for? Yeah.
Because they traumatize people with it. Like,
Yeah.
why would you want to read it as an
Yeah,
adult
yeah.
and read
And they
it
feel like it's
as
old.
person?
This is something is old. By all this,
Too archaic.
at the end, you didn't get used by any emperor back in the time. For Confucius, he didn't do anything good. You should praise to the other, let's say, main general who built a great wall to defend the externals. But why learning Confucius? He just loses, right? There will be different interpretations, but at the end, when we know the context behind, we wouldn't be moved when people laugh at us. We just feel like, no, it's fine. Your own interpretations, right? We have our confidence on learning the ways.
It seems like you're also like saying yes, like the one that would say yes, and it's
Yeah.
hard to explain to others.
Yeah.
And I think just as in what Jason has been sharing just now, it also gave me an inspiration that this whole verse is also a demonstration of emptiness, because we also talk about cause and conditions. So how the student themselves could be a very good cause and condition for the teacher to teach you. That would be something we could also try to bear in mind, because we always thought as a student, teachers should teach me everything, right? Because they shouldn't be selfish and they already learn a lot, and passing things to us would be their responsibility. But then we forgot that ourselves could be some very important and critical cause and condition as well. Because if you can understand, a teacher could share a bit more, or even a broader view for you to understand. But if you're hard to like comprehend to the things that the teacher is teaching, I mean, even people might need to break it down into steps for you to gradually learn, like kindergarten, then you get into primary school, etc., etc. And just as in like Shakyamuni Buddha back then, he also teach different dharma through his whole life. There you can break down to 3 stage that he teach different things, and it seems like different knowledge within the 3 stage are like in conflict with the other, but actually it's not. It's basing on the audience and how people could understand. If people can't understand, then of course I need to change a way for you to understand the entrance first. Like first, don't let you to get, scared or something. Yeah. So it's that like the conventional truth and ultimate truth. If I talk about empty and you would think everything would just be empty, there is nothing existing, then that would be horrible. So of course I could break down to steps for you to understand the conventional truth as first, like how you could be like, as a human being, how you can adapt your own manner and your mindset into daily lives. And after this practice, perhaps you can get a glimpse of how things work, and then you can observe cause and condition, and gradually you get into the ultimate truth. So I think this is what I felt like.
Yeah, I feel like when people start getting into religion or philosophy or Confucianism or Buddhism, they want to go for the highest teachings, or like what's the like ultimate truth, what's like the meaning of everything, like reveal that part. And it's sometimes so abstract, and I think sometimes it means that we disregard the relative social norms and world and like how to manage our lives. And I really appreciate he also did this, where he was like, yeah, I could I could just explain the emptiness part,
Mhm.
but then you might be like, well, then all the other ordinary things don't matter, right? Like, doesn't matter what my
Yeah.
job doesn't, my social relationships don't matter because it's all empty, you know. This is abstract world that I can just exist in my fantasy in my mind.
Mhm.
And I think this is like this idea of like people's capacity, because I think when he said to him emptiness, he goes, yeah, so all these ordinary things are actually very important, right? The more you understand emptiness, the more the details become relevant and something that you must pay attention to.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's quite interesting to see that parallel for the Buddhist way.
Yes.
Yeah.
And so in Buddhist, it also mentioned that when people, practitioners are trying to cultivate, they themselves can prove themselves. You don't need your teacher to prove how well you cultivate, or you don't need to get into dreams and see the bodhisattva, and then you know that you cultivate well. You know yourself, just as in like the student here as well. He understands the teacher or not, he himself will know. And it's not just to fake it out or to show it to others, but more like they know themselves. Yeah. So in Chinese, there's also a verse saying that when we drink water, whether it's warm or cold, we know it ourselves because we are the one who drink that. Yeah. So it's also like cultivating or practicing, all the progress and all the experience you experience by yourself. Yeah, no one else can replace you, and also you can, whether you understand or not, you know it well. Yeah, so I think this verse is quite important, and it's also a way maybe to show that how human Buddhism could be adapted from Confucianism. That is also very much emphasized by Teacher Tang. That's why along when he teach Buddhism classes, he kept all these Analects class. Whenever we try to explain Buddhism context, sometimes we use the Analects to, as a side note for us to have a better picture. Yeah. Yeah.
Because this Analects is like real case study that someone really do this thing and that's what's kept behind. So when we're trying to understand certain concept, it is up in the air. But it is very good when you use Analects to put it back to the ground. That this concept is just exactly just like what Confucius did 2,500 years ago. Here is the context, and this is what was the text written here. That is not deniable. That is really someone did that, and some case study someone really happened. Yeah, to use that to explain on the concept. And so coming back to the big structure, this is only one of the factor you should gather, like the emptiness. The conventional truth and the ultimate truth is only one of the factors you should understand before you start collecting all different kinds of mindsets. Those are mindsets that we will come to the later point, probably half a year later, I think so, based on the current status. But different kind of factors would be important. You have to be eager to learn, that you're enjoying through when you are learning it. You have to get a whole team to learn with you because a team is great. You have to have a study group together, different kind of factors. These are all the ways that you try to achieve when you want to change your mindset to learning through a different way. There might be different aspects, any kind of the mindset would be important, but now we're still getting together on all the conditions that we are ready. We are still at the beginning, before the beginning phase. So we're trying to pack our bag, make sure that we are about to hike all the great mountains, but we're still at the training and the packing phase before we go on hiking. So this is one of it only. So I think when Teacher Tang used this to explain, it's great because whatever kind of knowledge we want to learn, it's not far from the conventional truth and ultimate truth. This is what the conclusion we can come into after these 2 weeks. Yeah.
Okay.
Darwin, any questions or online?
No, it's makes sense. Yeah, I'm glad we went over this like line by line, word by word. It was good. Yeah. Obviously I'm looking forward to the next few. Obviously I missed like the first few weeks or whatever, so I feel like I'm missing certain context that's important as well.
I'll send you the link to the videos, Darwin.
Oh yeah, for sure.
No worries.
All right. Then that's all for today, I think.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Then yeah, let's how do we end it? Just say goodbye or
I forgot we forgot the prayer before
We
the
can all stand up.
Okay, I should pause the recording first. Okay.